everybody. Come on in, come on in. Time to begin. Juicy Tales Erotic Chats. Yes. This purple rain is running a little behind. She'll be here momentarily, so tell a friend, come on in. Hey, Prince. Hey, Mama. Hey. You holding on to that baby, right? You holding on to that baby. I know. You holding on. Close your legs. This is chill. This is actually pretty good tonight, okay? I'm just saying. Got some wine, just a little bit of wine tonight in my Juicy Tales glass, Yes, we're gonna have some of these for you guys. Hey, CP, how are you? So, Shorty, is it a go for next week? I was gonna call you Friday morning. Okay. Friday morning. CP, I'm doing great. I am doing great. Oh, hey, Lorenzo. In a few weeks. Yeah, I have to make sure I mention that tonight. I'm making my notes. Come on in. Tell a friend. We are waiting on Miss Reign. She should be joining us any moment now, I'm hoping. If not, I'm going to be doing some solo dolo. Okay, I'm going to be doing some solo dolo. You have it set for chat, not to be seen on screen. Oh. And y'all can't see it? Is that what you're telling me? Let me figure this out. Let me see if I can figure it out. I just hit chat. Play with some things here. I'm wondering if it's because I wonder if I have to just take this off. So let me just see. I tried something and take that off. We can get our I think we've lost. I don't even have, now I see what the problem is. I don't even have all of my options tonight. This happened one other time, so I don't know. There we go. Just give me a minute. I got it. I guess I need this one. I'm going to edit that. There we go. I'm rusty. I haven't been on here in a couple weeks. I'm rusty. Give me just 2 seconds, guys. I'm gonna see where Miss Purple Rain is. She is let me give her a quick text. I think she's probably on the road or something. So okay, just send her a quick text. We will go ahead and get started. She can pop in when she is ready. life be life, and sometimes. Hey, Eric. Hey, Passion. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Not sure where Miss Purple Rain is, so I can do this solo dolo if I have to. So I hope everybody has had a great, great week. I know mine has been extremely busy. So, once again, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Ms. JewCee, and this is Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. And we have a hot topic for you all tonight. Usually it is myself and Miss Purple Rain, and Miss Syren is on leave right now, but I'm here tonight, so we're going to have a good time. Make sure you interact with us. If you're on my YouTube channel, please hit like and subscribe if you're watching the show there. I'm trying to build up my YouTube folk, so I could really use the help there. So just, click like and subscribe if you haven't. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope everybody had a great week. I've had a crazy past couple of weeks. It has just been ripping and running, going and doing. And so last week I was just so exhausted. I'm still a little tired, but you know what? The show must go on. Yes, yes, and yes. So I am here tonight. I'm going to promise not to fall asleep. Well, I may not be able to promise that because I'm drinking my favorite thing, some wine. To keep me going this evening. And I'm looking forward to the conversation because we're going to have some fun with it. And talk a little bit about love and rejection. That is our topic tonight, love and rejection. So hopefully you guys will get a little bit of knowledge out of this as well. Maybe share a few of your insights on the topic. Because I think if you're an adult and you've been in relationships or even maybe back in high school, we've all been there. We've all loved and lost at some particular point in time, or maybe we love someone and they didn't reciprocate that feeling. I know I've had that happen to myself. And then I've also, unfortunately, had to do it to other folks. Because I really do believe that you're attracted who you're attracted to. And some people, for me, I'm really attracted to them as a friend or a buddy and pal or someone to hang out with. And sometimes that's almost, in my book, a little more important to have that friend that you can go to and you can talk to and you can lean on. Sometimes you don't want to mess up a good friendship either. That's also a possibility. So we're gonna delve into this topic tonight and have some fun with it and find out your guys' take on things as well. And just feel free to share or not. But please share. Please don't leave me hanging. Make sure you're commenting because it always drives up our algorithms. And really looking forward to this topic tonight. So before we do all of that, let us talk about the NFL scores, shall we? Yeah, we shall. Let's talk about it. All right. So had some games. We're in week 3 of the NFL. And let me just tell you, we've got a couple of games going on right now. It's the Bills and the Jaguars, and it looks like they're in the third quarter. The Bills are whooping the Jaguars 37-10. And it looks like it's getting kind of close. The Commanders and the Bengals are playing right now, and it's the Commanders up 21-13 over the Bengals in the third quarter. Both of those games are in the third quarter. Looks like the Bengals just started the third quarter. So just letting you guys know there. Next we have The Patriots and the Jets. It looks like this was our Thursday night game. The Jets beat the Patriots 24-3. The Jets are 2-1 right now. The Giants and the Browns. The score makes it look a little closer than it actually was. The Browns started out great. We were all excited for opening drive, touchdown pass from Watson to Cooper, and then all hell broke loose and we couldn't do anything right after that. So, to my wonderful GM, buy a damn offensive line. Okay, just want to throw that out there. But the Browns lost to the Giants 21-15. It was not really, honestly, it wasn't even close. The Bears and the Colts. Okay. So it looks like the Colts beat the Bears 21-16. Both teams are 1-2 right now. The Texans and the Vikings. Looks like the Vikings are off to a great start this season. They're 3-0. They beat the Texans 34-7. Texans are 2-1. Eagles and the Saints are both 2-1. The Eagles beat the Saints 15-12. Chargers and the Steelers. Looks like the Steelers are kicking ass this season. They are 3-0 and they beat the Chargers 20-10. The Broncos and the Buccaneers. Looks like those Broncos pulled it out, beat the Buccaneers 26-7. The Broncos are 1-2. The Buccaneers are 2-1. Your Packers and Titans game. Looks like the Titans just can't get it together. And so the Packers whooped on that ass 30-14. So the Packers are 2-1 and the Titans are 0-3. Panthers and Raiders look like these teams are both 1-2, but the Panthers beat the Raiders 36-22. Nice high score there. Dolphins and the Seahawks. Looks like the Seahawks are 3-0 and your Dolphins are 1-2. The Seahawks beat the Dolphins 24-3. The Lions and the Cardinals. Looks like Detroit beat the Cardinals 20-13. Lions are now 2-1. Cardinals are 1-2. Ravens and the Cowboys, or Cowgirls, whichever you'd like to call them. Both teams are 1-2. Looks like the Ravens finally got one in the win column, and they beat the Cowboys 28-25. 49ers and the Rams, another two teams that are 1-2, but the Rams beat the 49ers 27-24. And your Chiefs and the Falcons. The Chiefs are undefeated right now and the Falcons are 1-2. The Chiefs beat the Falcons 22-17. So those are your scores for this week. Okay. Love us some football. So we're going to do the quitted what score in it? I don't know what that meant. Okay, so moving on. Trying to read that. I don't know what you're talking about, friends. Thank you so much. But we are definitely we're football people right here. You know, I'm a football girl, owned a team for 5 years, minor league football team, worked with the Indianapolis Firebirds when they were in arena football. So they're in Indy for 3 years, game day spotter. So yeah, I love me some football. It's so cool. I love it. But we got to get it together. Oh, we got to get it together, Browns. Come on, please. I'm trying to go New Orleans. Come on. You can do it. So she said Harry Potter. Oh, I don't know much about Harry Potter. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That would be my niece's department. That's not mine. I don't know. I know there's some kind of magic wand thing going on with that Harry Potter. That's about it. There were some wizards and went to school or something. I know the movies made a lot of money. There you go. So that's the extent of my Harry Potter experience. Okay. Sorry. Don't know much. So let us talk a little bit about love and rejection. The average person, after being dumped, is still madly in love and deeply attached and in physical and mental pain. So, when we talk about falling in love with someone or truly caring for someone and things simply don't work out, a lot of folks think that you're just going to get over a person, especially if you've put in some years. And people can do a lot of things to you. You know, we've discussed some of the things that have happened to me in my relationships, in my marriage, and things like that. Um, and it's not something that's easy to get over as easy as we think. And some folks don't handle rejection very well, and some folks carry that torch for that person for quite some time to come. So it's not a question of can you get over them? I guess actually it's a question of when will you get over them? So um it it happens. And I think we try to put an amount of time on when someone should be over someone. And sometimes, yeah, maybe we do linger a little too long in the past. Um, and we have to find ways to get past the past and move forward. Some of us, you know, I call it residual. It's kind of that residual effect. It's kind of like a soap film that's still on you. You still, you know, you scrub and scrub and scrub, and there's still this little film that's left. And go back in the shower and you scrub and scrub again, and that film is still kind of there. So some relationships kind of are like that. They have some residual effects. But what they are discovering is that, you know, some of this is based on chemicals. Um, Chemicals actually control our emotions. So there's actually some science behind not being able to get over a person. So this is not just about the mental, or it's not just about um, how somebody treated you, or if they treated you horribly and you should just be able to break it off. There is a chemical reaction. So a lot of folks don't understand the science actually behind uh, rejection, and there is actual science that goes with it. So the next time you trying to console a girlfriend or a buddy or a pal, or um a guy that was madly in love with this woman, and she done did him wrong, or he done did her wrong, and it takes it a minute, and you're like, God, I wish they'd get over this. Oh, I wish they'd move on. Oh my Lord. Sometimes there is a chemical reaction that is taking place, and we have to allow some things to just kind of take their course and play out the way that they should. Hello, Dominique. Oh my goodness. Hey, everybody. Everybody say hello to Dominique. She's a new wonderful friend. Just did a fantastic event for her Saturday in beautiful Columbus, Ohio. Had a great time. And I just want to thank you once again, Dominique, for having me and having Prince. We had a wonderful time there with your group. And we definitely have to have you come on the show and talk about your group as well. So wonderful, wonderful meeting you. Wonderful meeting everyone. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of talking, and a lot of aha moments. So it was really, really great. So thank you so much for letting me invade your space and talk to your folks just a little bit about sex, okay? And we talked about toys, guys. It was a lot of fun. They brought their toys, and of course I brought mine, okay? You know, I brought table worth, and we had a really good time. So everybody, make sure you say hello to Dominique and welcome her to the Juicy Tales Erotic Chat channel tonight. So normally there's a couple more ladies with me, but I'm going solo dolo. I'm going in tonight with our topic, love and rejection. So once again, everybody, make sure you kind of chime in if there's something that sounds familiar to you, if there's something that you've gone through. Make sure that you stop and you think a little bit about this, because I never really thought about the chemical part of this until I got into my clinicals with my sexuality coaching. And we do release chemicals, especially when we're happy, when we're sad, um in between, angry, disappointed. There are different chemicals in our body like dopamine, and so let me just give you a list, a couple of things that might uh, come up that can go a little wonky for you guys. Dopamine actually helps to control anxiety. So serotonin, that's kind of that happiness and all that good stuff. And when you have some serotonin in you, good, you probably hear about some of this stuff, especially like when you're sleeping. Serotonin, I'm sure you guys have heard about that. Depression could be oxytocin, a lack of uh just epinephrine can be very high, a lot of stress. So there's a lot of different chemicals that are released in your body when you're rejected or when you're going through a breakup as well. So don't think that something is wrong with you, because you're going through what I call the 5 stages of death. You're going through the death of a relationship. We usually don't think about those stages unless we're talking about somebody that's actually dying, or the stages of acceptance for someone that has passed on. And grief counseling, well, usually our connection with a significant other, if it's someone that we've loved, that is definitely the death of a relationship. Okay. It's a change, it's a shift, it's something that you all really feel, and it's very intense. So it can be very much like a death, like a death of a family member. It can be just like that. So um, yes, if you're neurodivergent, it can be. You're right, Prince, definitely. And just like grief, everybody grieves differently. So when you're in that that mode, when you're grieving, um, it everybody grieves. Like I said, everybody grieves differently, and everybody. Hang on one second. Look who made it.
Hi, everyone. You know,
It's okay.
it's just one of them days.
I understood completely. Understood. I'm just happy you made it.
Oh,
Just happy you made it. um, so everybody, like I said, everybody, when you're going through a breakup, or um, it is kind of like a death, because you are very attached to the person. And hey, Moses. Um, Passion says, oh, yes, he said, losing my ex made me shut down my writing for years. Exactly. So, but sometimes we don't think about the chemical imbalance that we can be experiencing along with the emotions and the separation anxiety and the just trying to get on with your life and do new things and do things without that particular person, even though that person may not be physically dead, they in a way have they're separated from you now, and so it's a lot different than it used to be. um,
Mm-hmm.
so you can definitely have very deep feelings, and you can also have anxiety, you can be depressed, you can be, I know all of us have gone through it, I know how I have, we're very, maybe we're very dramatic, maybe we're I can tell you when my first marriage failed and it really like hit me and it sunk in. I tore up my house. The anger that I had, the betrayal that I felt, the um fact that I felt like I had put all my eggs in one basket in one relationship. And it just kind of backfired on me. To have a failed marriage was very difficult for me to accept and to get over. So there are things that you can be experiencing. You can experience a lot of different feelings, a lot of different emotions. Some people might just laugh through it. Some people will cry through it. Some people may be angry or want to, you know, might do some harm to themselves or harm to someone else. We just don't know, always know how someone is going to react when a relationship ends, especially if it ends badly. So, Alexis says, I didn't want to get up. Yeah, that's part of it. That is definitely part of it. A lot of people have these feelings, and a lot of us, and I'm guilty of it. I can honestly say this. I've been guilty of it. I've been trying to get, some friends stick and stay way too long in relationships. Um, and we don't give them that grace. We don't give them their grace to get over it. Um, we're so busy trying to tell them to get over it. Maybe we're trying to help them with the pain, make it last less. And that's not always the case. That's not always something that's going to happen. Um, Sometimes we just have to ride. If it's your bestie, you got to ride it out with them. Let them take their time. Let them get it together. But be there to encourage them and help them move forward. Now, I can only talk about the female perspective because I'm a female. Um, and I know that sometimes, men have a different perspective on trying to move forward because a lot of times our men are told not to show their emotions. Um, you're a man, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to be I love that face. You're
Because I hate that.
right. You're not supposed to have emotions. You're supposed to be like a big old brick wall and not feel a thing. Okay, not
I'm a boy mom. No, show me all of them emotions. Quit. I wish they would quit suppressing boys and men's emotions.
yeah, because it once again it can be worse. It can cause stress because men don't know how to express themselves, don't know how to.
That's what causes abusive men.
It can also do that. It can also cause men not to care, so to speak, not to get all their feelings involved. So we have to learn, we have to find that wonderful balance, and each person is different, but we have to find that wonderful balance where you're able to express yourself and you're able to move forward, because men are hurt too. They're hurt by their partners, um either lying to them, cheating, or whatever else they might do, spending, never telling you, like, I was never in love with you ever, and we've been together for 20 years. you know I never. Mm-mm. And those kind of things pop out, those kind of things are said.
You
And
see, that just made my face just.
yeah, but tell me it doesn't happen.
It does happen.
And they've invested energy, time, just like we do, just like women. So it's not that men are a brick wall, because they are not. And it's not that women are a brick wall. But we got to keep those 3 C's going in all of our relationships. That clear, concise communication, make sure that we're talking and we're understanding where we are within our relationship, in order to be able to make sure that these conversations don't turn into something that's so detrimental that you guys can't get over it. Because
I agree.
some people don't. Right. Some people just don't. Um, we have we're very unique in the fact that we're human beings, in the fact that we are able to express ourselves in so many different ways to someone that we care about. Um, but at that same by that same token, it's scary, because you might get rejected. Um, when you're rejected and when you're in love, the brain activates in different areas, in several different regions of the reward system. Regions of the VTA associate with feelings of intense romantic love. So, once again, we're also talking about the science, because a lot of people think it's just about the emotion, and it really is not. Um, the ventral pallidum is associated with feelings of deep attachment. So these are the parts of the brain that are affected when you fall head over heels for somebody. And it's not all just about the heart, okay? It's not just all about the feelings. It's also about your brain and the chemicals that are released from that actually help you to either be giddy and happy, or a breakup situation, depressed and sad. Um, it's almost like an
Papa
addiction.
Joe.
It's almost like an addiction. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I was saying hi to Papa Joe. He just joined the room.
Oh, hey, Papa Joe. Um, it's almost like an addiction, like how somebody that's addicted to drugs, they are finding that the chemicals that are released for someone that's addicted to drugs also are the chemicals in the brain that are released when you're in love. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I don't like that.
Right.
I don't like that at all. So
So,
the
and
same endorphins that are released
mhm.
when you're in love are the same endorphins that are released when you do drugs.
Or when if you have an addiction of
You have
if
an addiction to drugs.
if you have an addiction to drugs, you might have addiction to shopping, you might have that dopamine, that adrenaline high, that love for that. Let's face it, people that are have an addiction really love to do this sort of thing, whatever it might be that they're addicted to.
My addiction is that's dangerous then. Ma'am, that makes my addiction even more dangerous. I don't like it.
It's
Nope.
and like I said, I've been delving into this topic because I wanted to utilize it on myself. And I wanted to, delve into it a little bit. We're just kind of touching the surface. We can always have a part deux on this, but
Elizabeth Taylor. What is she talking about, Elizabeth Taylor?
huh?
Alexis said something. She just put Elizabeth Taylor. I don't know what she's talking about.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Dominique says it's even more so when there's a pregnancy. I find some interest because she's a doula. I find some interesting readings in my field as a doula. Hmm.
Where
You
you live at, Dominique? I need to meet. I need you in my life. I need a doula.
so Joseph says endorphins are dangerous.
Mm-hmm. They are, Papa. They are. I'm realizing how dangerous they are.
And once again, this is about, we don't think about
Getting married, love.
we don't think about um,
Okay.
the chemical portion. We just think about the emotional part of 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 even falling in love or being in love or finding our person, and then we don't think about the chemical portion of when things don't go right or things end. Um,
Girl, I be on a whole nother planet when things end. I don't be knowing how to act.
and that's part of it. That really is part of it. So yeah, yeah.
Prince says it's not even a love of the drug. It's the chemical imbalance that creates a dependency on the drug. I didn't love the drug, but it created a certain balance in my brain and that I had to chase it. Well, I think that happens with all addictions, not just drug addictions, because like I said, my addiction isn't drug based, but it's now that I know what it is that's triggering that feeling, that's what makes it more dangerous. Cause I'm chasing something.
Elusive,
Yeah.
elusive. And so many people, especially when we talked a little bit before you got here, Purple Rain.
Mhm.
We were talking a little bit about how like we like somebody, like I like you, but it's not reciprocated.
I
Like
get that a lot.
or or it's like I like you as a friend, but you like me as something else. So we have to try to find ways to shift gears, and it doesn't always make people happy. It doesn't always, especially when they find out that it's not reciprocated. And I'm sure some of you have heard this. There's people that maybe you've liked or they like you, and well, let's just be friends. And then they're like, "Nah, I don't want to be friends." Okay, so
Yeah. Dominique, to answer your question, yes, the same thing happens in sub frenzy. Absolutely. Absolutely.
so you have to really comfort eating. I get mental. Okay.
See, my addiction is sex. And so I think it just makes it that much more dangerous because I'm constantly chasing an orgasm. The feeling I get from an orgasm. And nothing is ever enough because I can have that orgasm. I think we've talked about that before, where there are some of us that know our bodies and we can get the orgasm that we need, but it's still not enough.
Mm-hmm.
I've had great orgasms. I know my body, but afterwards, give me about 10 minutes and I'm like, okay, can we go again? Can we try to get that
Right.
again?
And sometimes we chase the elusive.
Mm-hmm.
We chase the elusive. We chase what is in our minds is there, but it really is not. And it's important to be able to recognize these signals and these triggers, and to know yourself. And it's not to shame you or anything like that, but it's hopefully it will help you not put yourself in a position to be hurt or in a position to stay hurt. I hope that makes sense. So that you're able to move on, move forward, maybe a little bit quicker, or maybe in a way that is more productive, as opposed to, because let's just be honest, some folks are suicidal after a breakup. Some people
Mm-hmm.
some people want to hurt the person that they're breaking up from. Okay, they aren't able to handle the rejection. So there's a lot of things that can go into this, but a lot of it, what we don't talk about, is the chemical side of it. We will talk about the emotional side of it, no problem, but we are not talking about the chemical side of, and that along with the chemical side comes the scientific studies that are out there that are showing, yes, this person is depressed, and this is, here's the scientific proof to prove that they're depressed. So
I agree.
we're looking at this all from an emotional standpoint, and I know I was for many years, but now I'm like, okay, as I look back, as I continue studying, and I look back on my relationships and the relationships that I've had, and knowing where my mind was at that particular point in time, I'm figuring out, okay, it was more chemical than really emotional.
Mm-hmm.
um we have to look at the folks that are controlling. We have to look at the folks that are, um even in my instance, being submissive. um you have to look at every aspect of the different types of relationships that are out there to really understand, especially in our world, because our world is a little different than the vanilla world. Um i i personally feel that, being within the BDSM lifestyle, that we have people that are in charge of our pain and our pleasure,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not looking for pain. If you can follow my thought process, we're not looking for pain in the vanilla lifestyle, but in the BDSM lifestyle, we're looking for both, and
Mm-hmm.
some sort of pain. It might be restraint. It might be some kind of a deviant uh, uh, act that would not be considered vanilla. We'll put it that way. Um, and you get to this point where you're with this particular dominant, and I think it's tougher to get that residue
Mm-hmm.
off of you. I think it's harder.
Mm-hmm. I definitely feel that. I agree. It's it's definitely a transition. I don't think I could ever do another vanilla relationship because of that, though. I and maybe that's why I feel like I get more rejection than I get love, or however you want to word that. Because it's not that I don't get approached. It's not that I don't have people that want me. They just can't give me what I need. And I have to reject them in order to put myself in a space where what I need can find me.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Um,
And that also has to do with me having, yeah, I agree with you, Papa Joe. But it also it's one of those things where I've had to learn that because of what I need on that side, that pleasurable pain, as Papa Joe calls it, or that energy that I need from a man, that dominant energy, um, my type can no longer be my type, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Because what I'm attracted to in the vanilla world, that's not gonna give me what I need.
right.
They might think they can, And that was the hardest part, learning that he fits this archetype of a man, but that type of man isn't really the archetype that you're looking for.
And it makes
What you're looking for doesn't always look like what you think it's supposed to look like. It's an energy thing.
right. Um let's talk a little bit about, so that kind of takes me into this like abandonment and recovery.
Okay.
So like stage one would be the protest phase. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the deserted lover works obsessively to get the abandoning partner back.
Okay.
And I feel like when you're in a relationship, whether it's a vanilla relationship or it's an alternative relationship, when you feel abandoned or betrayed, um, sometimes we got to look at, I would take it a step further. We got to look at it from the point of view of, why do you want that person back if they have
Mm.
done these negative things or done things that you don't like, or why do you want that person back? You have to kind of look at that. And once again, is it residue? Like I spoke on residue earlier, or is it familiar?
I think a lot of times it has to do with residue. It may be a little bit of familiarity, but it has a lot to do with that residue. Trying to learn how to get them off of you and you just can't.
Hmm. Just wondering if anybody in our audience has experienced that. Is it residue, or is it, more like, I just can't get over you. I just don't want to move on, that kind of thing. Um,
No, I know for me, in my past, it's been that person, I think it was residue, but it was needing the residue of them somewhat still in my life. Does that make sense? Just
mhm,
that, like she said, limerence. Um, that just, even though I know it's not what it used to be, they're still kind of there,
mhm.
still kind of hanging on. It is kind of what it is, type of situation. So yeah.
Um, Joseph states, speaking as a father of girls, it's the familiarity that females usually full, but go for. But those are only females in the vanilla world that I've encountered.
Mm. No, it's definitely girls in our world too. Have you ever, on the BDSM side, Papa Joe, have you ever had a sub knows that she's not really being protected by a dom the way she needs to be, but she stays anyway?
Yeah,
Same thing.
yeah,
Her holding on to what they used to have and the protection she used to have, or they used to have, or what used to be. They probably both have mentally moved on, but it's something about that partner that makes them just hold on to that collar just a little bit longer, knowing that it really ain't going to work out.
right.
What you confused about, Alexis? She cracked me up with these faces, these emojis.
She's thinking. Those are thinking ones, I think.
Oh, okay.
Says Dominique says, I broke it off, but went back a few months later. I had been seeing someone else, but oops, somebody, I can't see it. Ah,
Hold on. I broke it off, but went back a few months later. I had been seeing someone else, but told myself I couldn't move on because I was still in love with him. I've been there.
yeah.
I've been there. Oh my God, I've been there.
I think, like I said, this conversation, if we are adults, if we're honest with ourselves, we've probably all been there at one time or another. All been there. I think it's also the fear of failure. That's a good one, Prince. Yes, and it can be
Especially when it's been a long time. That
right,
fear of failure for something that has been around and been a vital part of your existence, a vital part of who other people know you to be or know you to be with. Like for me, it was when people saw me, they saw him, especially at events. So when they started seeing us separate at events, it was like, wait a minute, y'all not together? He here with somebody else, you here with somebody else? I don't understand. Because we were together for so long. Like even when we weren't together, at least we were together for events. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So it was definitely hard because our friend circle was the same.
Yeah, and that. Well, that's like, and that's even with like a husband and wife, because a lot of times, you know, they have the same, they run in the same circles. Um, when I'm trying to get to stage two. Sorry, it's coming up. It's so slow for me.
Oh no, you're fine.
So yeah, here we go. So stage two, abandonment and recovery. Abandonment recovery would be resignation and despair. Abandoned lover gives up. Despair response, depression, melancholy, lethargy. Reward never arrives. Dopamine goes down. Serotonin goes down. Um, Short-term stress. So your stress hormones can go up, along with your dopamine can go up if you have short-term stress. So understand, once again, it can be a chemical thing as well, and it's also a part of your mind. The mind is so powerful. Um, and how you deal with this, how you deal with the rejection, how you deal. And I think the key word in this is the abandonment. How, because a lot of people feel abandoned. They feel like, oh, I put all this, time, energy, effort, money into this, and now you just gone. So they feel some sort of way, and they do feel abandoned, and they do feel hurt, and they do feel anger, especially if you don't see it coming, especially if you feel like I know with a lot of women, we can go back in a little bit of time where women were at home and the man goes to work every day, and then he finds somebody else and leaves her with the kids.
Mm-hmm. He gets to just move on with his life. And you're like, wait a minute, hold up.
Right. So
Y'all thought I was finished. Like I started acting up. No, I'm just playing.
cutting people off is a coping mechanism. So if I got rejected, I reject their decision to leave, even if I don't want that. Okay.
See, and people think I'm mean, but it's part of my healing process. So if you reject me or cut me off, or not so much cut me off, but decide you no longer want to be with me, I block you on everything. But it's not because I don't wish the best for you. It's because I need to heal. I'll unblock you when I heal. I can't look at you and look at you proceed with life without me. Does
Hmm.
that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. It's a way for you to cope. It's a way for you to move forward. I couldn't read what Lorenzo. Can you read Lorenzo's response? I couldn't.
Oh, yeah. Lorenzo said this is why a dom with an uncontrollable ego can be very dangerous. If you can't provide what is truly needed by your sub, move on for the good of both of you. Dominique then said the final straw was finding out about the other lady. Then, months after finding out, it was 15 plus women throughout the 2 years that they were together.
Hmm.
Papa Joe says mine was totally different. His children's mother waited till they were 3 children in to decide that she wanted to play for the other team, and it destroyed him. He had to rebuild from scratch. Thank God he found BDSM in the lifestyle. I agree. I can see that. I've had those conversations with him. Um and then Passion Poet says abandonment. That definitely is the language I've never been able to put to the loss of my local sub. It pissed me off, but I did the cut off to keep myself sane.
And here's the whole thing. I'm happy that Passion you said that, because here's the thing. You have to do what's best for you. Um I'm a submissive, I'm gonna be submissive to one, but I also tend to lose myself because I'm so busy trying to make someone else happy. And sometimes I'm not. I'm miserable.
That's been my issue, cuz when I am in that submissive mode, I
Hmm.
tend to give my all to that situation,
Right.
forgetting that you're a little bit of a boss. Pull back a little bit and give to yourself. Submit to yourself a little bit.
Right. Because he ain't doing it. Okay. Oops. Oops. But you just, you do. You have
And
to
I
find,
don't want them to, but at the same time, I gotta remember my
you got to
focus.
find that balance, though. You got to find that balance.
Yeah.
You got to find the balance when you're in this, when you're in the lifestyle. Even in your vanilla life, you need to find the balance. It needs to be give or take. It needs to be, if you do something, even a simple thank you or a hug or something, it can be the bare minimum, but daggone it, do something. Some people, that's what you're supposed to be doing. uh let me show you how quick I won't. Okay, let me show you how quick I won't. Don't be telling me what I'm supposed to be doing. Don't do it.
Thank you, Papa. Who calling you?
No, and that's my timer. I'm
Okay.
trying to keep myself.
It's like, tell people not to call you till after we done.
I try to keep myself on time. So it is. This is just like I said. We probably do a part two duh, on this topic, because I think it's a lot to delve into when you stop and you think about all the aspects and all the corners and all the nooks and crannies that go with this in trying to move past being rejected and move yourself forward. And a lot of folks may not know how to do that, and they get stuck, they get possibly suicidal, they get vengeful, they get angry, they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel because you have put in so much energy and effort into one person or into one relationship, and now it's over and you're like, well, what the fuck, what am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important that we have the conversations and that we talk about it. And it's really important, especially for our men, that we allow them the chance to feel. And fellas, give yourselves that grace. Give yourselves that grace. um, because it's important. It's important to help you move forward. Everyone has to have some grace, and everyone has to recognize that you're going through something. I recommend that every one of you that's listening to this, please, please, please go and look up there's 5 stages of death and dying. And a
Mm.
relationship is like that. If you're that intense, if you're that emotional, if you're that into this person, and you cannot understand why you can't get past it, or you can't understand why you are not able to move forward, go check out Death and Dying. If you're trying to figure out why you're doing what you're doing, why am I crying? Why am I depressed? Why am I angry? Why am I? You're going to find out when you read up on Death and Dying, because it's going to show you in, and it's something that we all go through when we lose something. And it doesn't just have to be a person in your family that's dying, but you can lose a job, you can lose your house, you can lose a relationship, you can lose a best friend, you can lose a diamond ring, you can lose anything that of value to you that you lose. You can go through these stages. And if you know what the stages are, you can know where you are, and you can understand that each one of those stages is bringing you to a point of recovery.
Mm-hmm.
It is bringing you there. Robert has put it up. It states, Passion Poet, 5 stages of grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. But all
Mm.
of those ones, all of those steps, each one of those is taking you on a journey to a place of acceptance. But sometimes, as I always say, you got to go through some things to get to some things. And sometimes you might just have to go through it in order to get to the point where you're strong enough, where you're not in denial anymore, where you know that this person
Mhm.
is not coming back, or you know that this person is not good for you. That's another one. What's a whole nother
Mm,
topic. But
mm,
but
mm,
but understand, this person ain't good for you, but you won't make them good for you, and they're not. So understand that there's a lot of this, that a lot of it can be emotional, but a lot of it is chemical. It is scientifically proven that it is. There's some chemical imbalances that will go on, and some heightened levels within your body, within your chemistry, during these types of breakups. So I hope this conversation tonight helps somebody understand a little bit. We just touched on it really, really lightly, but I hope it helps somebody to understand. Um, and I thank all of you that were on here tonight and you shared your own personal journeys, because it's so important, especially as most of you on here are people of color, that we talk about these kinds of topics, so that we can help maybe our younger generation, maybe a friend. Maybe we can be a little more tolerant instead of saying, "Ah, girl, just get over it."
I wish people would quit telling people to do that.
Yeah, and they only do it to them because when they going through it, they want
All the attention.
all the attention. So,
And then they say, but my situation different than yours. No, it wasn't.
mm-mm, mm-mm. Really, it wasn't. So,
We all grieve differently. And just because you feel this loss is better or worse than my loss doesn't make that it was.
make that make sense. Mm-mm. Hmm.
Shoot, I be trying to make a lot of stuff make sense.
It does. It doesn't. So, um, once again, I want to thank everyone that tuned in. I love you, Purple Rain. Thank you, baby, for getting
I
here.
love you too. I'm so sorry. My life is all over the place today.
That's okay.
The
Um,
next few days.
we just want everyone, everybody be safe this week. Have a good time. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Dominique and her group. I got a wonderful chance to meet all of them. They're in Columbus, Ohio this weekend. Had a blast. Thank you so much for having myself and my assistant Prince of Juicy Boutique and having Juicy Boutique in the house, and us just having these adult conversations, talking about sex and relationships and how we
Okay,
can make
now.
things, better. That's really what it's all
It's
about.
always a good time in Columbus. Always a good time in
Yeah,
Columbus.
got to make sure that we're getting our relationships hot, keeping them hot, tight, and together, and our
Mhm.
relationship with ourselves. Being able to be honest with ourselves and know, okay, look, let me pump my own brake. Okay, let me
Mhm.
let me just go. Let me just analyze this a little bit more before I dive in. Let me just take a step back. Let me take a breath. So, those kinds of things mean a lot when you can kind of not so much self medicate or self do, but if you can recognize some of the red flags and go the other direction, that's always great too. So,
I
um,
agree.
we're gonna get out of here today because I have a private rider I need to pick up from the airport. But
You be careful.
you got anything going on this week?
No, my life is boring for the next few months.
Oh, yay!
It's the holiday season.
Well, I want to tell everybody we are bringing back Diva Day. Diva Day will start in October here in Cleveland. It'll be an event that's once a month. It is open to vendors of all types. Okay. If you're an adult vendor, you are welcome because I know how hard it is to find a place to sell your wares. So more information will be coming out very, very soon. So that's one thing that's on the horizon. The next thing is I am headed to Exotica. Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm going. I'm
So
going.
mad I'm not going with you.
Going. And anyone that would love to help a sister out, feel free. My Cash App is $ capital M, lowercase z, capital J, EWCEE. Um, I would love it. Just whatever you can spare. If you can, if you can't, that's okay. Because I'm busting my butt. Because I will be in Edison, New Jersey for Exotica in October 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th. And I'm going to have a great time because I'm going to be hanging out with the Sir himself, Mr. Lorenzo, and the Madame, the Goddess, Miss Casey Carter. So I am so excited. And I'm getting it together, guys. I'm getting it together so I can be there. So, yeah, pray for me. And and there's a couple of new announcements that'll be coming out for you guys about some new business ventures and some things that we're changing up for 2025. Very excited and can't wait to tell you more about all of that. So anything, so that's really it, I guess. You know.
It is. I mean, I got some stuff in the works. I just got to get some finalization done on some things, but I'll be announcing them soon.
Okay, so you guys stick and stay. You're the first to know right here, be in the know on Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. Make sure you
Alexis, I can't wait for the baby to get here. I see your post, girl. I see, we know he coming.
he be here Friday. Friday.
Mm.
Oh my God, not another one. Yay!
I mean, there's another one coming in March.
Oh,
So
oh, wow. Oh, goodness. The cycle continues. It does. The cycle definitely continues. Can't complain about it. It's absolutely
well,
wonderful.
I guess I could put that out there. I mean, she finally told all the grandparents. I'm gonna be a Gigi.
She's
I'm
gonna
getting
be
old.
she's gonna
I'm
be a
about to
grandma.
be a Gigi. Getting old.
Ah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So
Mm.
congratulations, Gma.
Mm.
Uh,
Gigi. We gonna ease up on that grandma word, okay?
we just
I'm too
look,
sexy to be a grandma.
you are a grandma. Go ahead. I said Gma,
Mm.
but you can be a grandma. Go ahead. Just embrace it. Hold on to it.
Mm-mm. I'm too sexy to be all that. Do you not see how fine I am? I'm just saying.
So join us next Monday night on that note, because we'll be back with more Juicy Tales Erotic Chat. Oh my God. I'm too sexy to be a grandma.
I am. I am. I'm fine as fuck.
Yes. So make sure you tune in. We start at 9:30 Eastern Standard, 8:30 Central, 6:30 for our folks out on the West Coast. And I believe the time has not changed yet. So still at 9:30 for our brothers and sisters in Barbados. Once again, for myself, Ms. JewCee, and my beautiful queen sister, Miss Purple Rain, have a great
Love
week.
y'all.
Remember to enjoy, enlighten, and embrace eroticism. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.